Welcome to day 1 of our 14-day Yogalates challenge. This is a 10-minute sequence that you can practice whenever and wherever you like. So let's get started. Taking a seat at the top of your mat, we are going to ground down through the soles of our feet, placing the palms behind the thighs as we begin to roll down one vertebra at a time. Keeping the core engaged. You might like to bring your heels closer to the sits bones, and we'll mindfully guide our knees towards our chest, placing our palms on top of the knees. We'll begin to create some gentle circles, moving the hips in one direction, perhaps finding some organic movement. Tuning into the breath, warming up the body. One more circle, and from here we'll come into happy baby. You might like to use the peace fingers and the thumbs to grab a hold of the big toes, or you might like to grab the outer edges of the feet, the ankles, drawing the knees towards the armpits, noticing any sensations that you might be feeling. Gently release, and we'll take a wind relieving posture on the right hand side, interlacing your fingers around the right shin. Left leg is extended. You might like to find some ankle rotations in one direction and the other with that right foot. And either staying here or coming into a spinal twist, guiding the right leg over to the left side of whatever space you're in, gazing to the right, ensuring that the shoulders stay in contact with the surface beneath you. One breath here. Gently release, bring both knees to the chest, and we'll take this series on the other side. This time extending the right leg out, maybe finding those ankle rotations. Leaning into what feels right for you today in this moment. Maybe taking the twist, gazing over to the left. One more breath. Mindfully releasing, drawing the knees to the chest once more, and we'll gently guide our soles of the feet onto the mat. Heels are underneath the knees, arms are extended the length of the body. From here we're going to come into an anterior pelvic tilt, so finding an arch in the spine as we push our hip bones up towards the ceiling. Exhale, flatten the back onto the mat, finding a posterior pelvic tilt. And now we'll find a neutral alignment. This is where we're going to set ourselves up for today. Core is engaged, ribs are knitted, we're not puffing up the chest, and there is a bit of fluidity in the lumbar region of the spine. Inhale, extend the arms overhead, keeping the core engaged. Exhale, lower the arms down by your side. And again, inhale. Exhale, lower the arms down a few more times, noticing what's happening in the chest, the belly, the lower back. If you notice your back arching, perhaps don't lift your arms as high. Once more. And placing the palms down on the floor, we'll come into a bridge lift, grounding down through the heels, beginning to peel the vertebra off one at a time, raising the hips, the lower back, the mid back, squeezing the glutes at the top, engaging the inner thighs, and gently lowering down with control. And again, raising up, checking in with the muscles of the face. Can you soften the jaw? Can you relax the shoulders? Broaden across the heart space. A few more slow and controlled bridge lifts, really beginning to activate the glutes, the hamstrings. Steady breaths, steady focus. From here, we're going to combine the two movements together. So we'll peel up into a bridge and at the same time extend our arms overhead. Exhale, lower the hips, lower the arms, and we'll come up into a crunch. And again, inhale, raise the hips, extend the arms. Exhale, lower down with control and finding a small crunch at the top. A few more rounds like this. Slow and controlled movements. Finding your own cadence, pairing movements with the breath. Once more, and this time we'll stay up in a crunch, float our legs up to a 90-degree angle, knees are in line with hips, begin to pulse our arms up and down, inhaling for a count of 5. And exhaling for a count of 5. Being mindful to ensure that those knees don't come any closer towards the torso. We want to work our lower abs here. Finding length between the neck and the chest. Broaden across the heart space, grounding that lower back down into the floor. Keep breathing, keep pulsing. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Draw the knees to the chest. You might like to create one circle in either direction. Returning the soles of the feet to the floor. We'll push up into a bridge, stretching out the hip flexors. Exhale, gently lower down. We'll come up into the reverse tabletop again, and we are going to extend our arms at shoulder height, fingertips facing skywards, palms towards one another. And we're going to extend our right leg out as we extend both arms out. Exhale, return to center. Inhale on the other side, extend the left leg, back to center. And again, right leg out. A few more times. Really working on contracting the muscles of the lower abdomen, keeping the pelvic floor engaged. If you notice the lower back lifting up off the ground, this could be an indication to back out of the leg extension a little bit. We'll take one more extension either side, and on this next round we are going to extend and pause for a moment. Breathe. Exhale, return to reverse tabletop and take it on the left side. Pause for a moment, squeeze everything together. Well done. Draw the knees to the chest, find a release. When you're ready, placing your feet on the floor, and we'll come up into a bridge pose, squeezing the glutes, the inner thighs. Grounding down through the left foot, we are going to extend our right leg straight ahead, keeping the hips level, hips are squared, pointing the toes. Breathe. Can you lift those hips a little higher? Can you slow down the breath a little more? Soften the muscles of the face. And bend the knee to the chest, lower the foot down, ground down through the right leg, and we'll take this on the other side, extending the left leg out. Feel your leg growing longer. Imagine as though there is an invisible string drawing your toes up towards infinity, raising the hips, squeezing the glutes, the hamstrings. One more breath. And gently lower the left foot down. Well done. We'll keep those hips raised and begin to create some small pulses. Squeezing the glutes, squeezing the inner thighs. Checking in with your breath. Are there any regions of the body where you feel tension? And if so, mindfully guide the breath there. Keeping the hips raised, we'll lift the heels of our feet up off the mat, coming onto the balls of our feet. Seeing if you can get those hips a little higher. This is our last little bit of work. Well done, we've got this. One more breath. Gently lower the heels down, keep the hips raised. One breath here, and lower down one vertebra at a time. Well done. Draw the knees to the chest. Circle the legs out in one direction. Placing the heels down on the mat, we'll peel up into a bridge again. This time placing our palms underneath the sacral region of our spine for support. We're going to extend our right leg skywards, point and flex the foot 3 times. Gently lower the knee down and place the foot on the floor. We'll take this on the other side, extending the left leg skywards, point and flex that foot. This is a great posture to work on hamstring flexibility as well as strength. Gently release, lower that left foot down, keeping the hips raised. We'll interlace our fingers behind our back, drawing our shoulders closer towards one another, broadening across the heart space. One breath, and release the bind, lower down one vertebra at a time. Well done. Draw the knees to the chest. From here, we'll begin to take some spinal rolls, massaging out the lower back, the mid back, the upper back. And be mindful not to roll onto the neck. And when you're ready, we'll come up into a seated position, taking as much space and time as you like. Thank you all so much for joining this Yogalates 10-minute workout. I hope you are feeling strong, empowered, and focused for the day ahead. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.